Hello, welcome to cooking vlog day, I don't know. So Tuesday 7, today's Sunday, so 8, 9, 10 is Friday, 11 Saturday. Today would be day 12, cooking vlog day 12. Alright, so we are going to be cooking some taco rice today. My thinking was, you said Mexican earlier when we were talking, and I thought that sounds good, but I don't really know what would be like very exciting about cooking that. I mean, it was like chopping, and then you cook the meat, and then you make the tacos. So I was kind of like, I don't know, it's not a bad idea, so what could I possibly do to make it a little more exciting? But then I thought, hey, what about something with rice? Because I haven't tried to actually cook rice yet on a stove. They have a pressure cooker, so I'm not sure if I could use that to cook the rice. I'm pretty sure I could, but I haven't tested it yet. I didn't want to get too crazy today. I know you can cook rice on a stove, but I want to make sure that I at least do that before I use the other stuff, because I'm really trying to make it like a simulation of being like not in America, because I have the recipe for the taco rice and I could have cheated, but I chose not to. So in the recipe, it calls for salsa. In America, they have a lot more versions of salsa I could have bought, but I said no, I'm gonna make my own salsa. Then it calls for rice. Okay, I could have used instant rice, but I thought I'm going to challenge myself and use regular short grain Japanese rice that I got from Meyer. Try to cook it on the stove. It seems like it's going to be a little longer of a process than I was expecting. So I think I'm going to try to get started with that first, so that way I can at least maybe try to do some other stuff while it's cooking and everything. So the idea was, this guy's recipe was pretty simple, but there's kind of enough stuff to it that I can do myself, that makes it at least a little more exciting than just like, all right, here's the lettuce, do 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 do. All right, here's the tomato, do 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 do. There's at least a little bit of a cooking aspect, more than just like heating the meat and adding the taco seasoning. So I could have made the salsa myself with the tacos too, but I don't know. I just thought this might be worth trying. So we're gonna give it a try. We're gonna see how it goes. I'm trying to be as organized as possible for this attempt at cooking. I want to make sure I really have everything planned out in my mind before I start, so that way I don't have moments of issue like I have before. So this time the steps are going to be that we are first going to do the rice, at least get that started. So I need to wash the rice, we'll size it out and then wash it. And then once I've washed it and drained it, I need to let it soak, I guess. So apparently you need to soak rice before you can just cook it. I didn't know that. So that's going to take some time. So we're going to let it soak for a little bit. And then I figured while it's soaking, I could then cook, or not cook, start with the salsa, start making that. And then once, I think they have a timer, it's like an outlet that also has a timer on it. It's kind of cool. Use that. Once that's up, then we'll go back to the rice, and then we'll continue with that. And then once, because the salsa just goes on at the end, so you know, I could do it at the end, I could do it at the beginning, I could do it right now. You know, it's doesn't really matter. But the rice, because it takes so much time, that needs to be done now, or at least first. But then after that, we will then kind of see where we are with the salsa. And after the rice has been soaked, you then actually cook it. And then when you cook it, it seems pretty straightforward. Just boil. And then I've figured out how to actually close the lid now. So I'm gonna do that so that way I can utilize the pressure cooker properties to their best abilities. Hopefully, not pressure cooker, whatever it is. I can't, yeah. But I'm gonna use that. I don't wanna hurt anything. Hopefully I don't do anything bad. But I think I could use that. Should be okay. Then after that, we will then start cooking the meat, I think, because it's really pretty straightforward. It's just soy sauce, meat, it's like, I got chicken broth. It wanted me to get bonito broth, which is a fish, but I could not find like fish broth at Meijer, and I really wasn't about to go run around looking for it, so sorry. We're going with less reduced sodium chicken broth. So I think all those are combined. You cook the meat. Then once the stuff evaporates, you then add the rice in a bowl, and then the meat, and then everything else, and then you go from there. I forgot sour cream. Dang it! I knew I forgot something. I even walked back for it, but then I got distracted by something else. Dang, that sucks. Man, sour cream. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Man, let me tell you. So, America recipes, when we look up some of the recipes that we do, oftentimes they're American foods. And, you know, I don't realize how much of food there is in America. For example, this is how much cheese. Refrigerator. Hold on. This is how much cheese this recipe genuinely calls for in the servings. I checked, I did the math. I was like stone cold, like, this is so much cheese. This is what it calls for. And if you think about it, right, taco rice, this just goes on top. This is so much cheese. And this is still just what the recipe calls for. Like, but I'm not saying you use this much, but like, holy moly, it's crazy. It's crazy, you forget it. I don't know where in Japan you ever buy that much shredded cheese. But for now, let's start in on the rice. Now, this is going to be a lot of me looking back and forth to the recipes. So there probably is going to be more cutting in this one. I also have made upgrades in the production value. I have a tripod thing that's got like movable arms. So I was thinking I could like attach it to here with the phone. So that way you can like see me with the rice, see me over there cooking with the shelves over there. I don't know. We'll see how it works. We'll try it. If it's any good or not. Hopefully the food turns out okay. I've never cooked rice on the stove before, and this seems really stupid because I think it's really simple. I don't think it's as involved as this lady's recipe says, but for whatever reason, it's really involved. But I might do a little more reading before I do this, just to make sure. But for now, we're going to take a pause. I also tried to make sure my shirt was tucked in for obvious reasons. So hopefully there are no complaints on the attire today. But for now, I'm going to quickly look at the rice thing, and then we will start preparing. And then I will wash my hands before I touch the food. Whew! Okay, so after thinking about it, ultimately I decided I am going to do the rice first. I was thinking possibly about maybe cutting up the vegetables a little bit just to start, just because the rice could be a little bit of an involved process and I'm still pretty stupid, so I decided against it. I also found seems like a little bit easier of a recipe, should be a little faster for cooking the rice. Like I said, I know this is an easy thing. I know lots of people know how to do this, but I'm really dumb, so I'm trying my best. So we'll see how it goes. Again, like I said, once I'm done with this, I'm sure you'll watch it. You'll be like, come on, August. So easy, but what can you do? So for now, I'm going to first wash my hands, and then I'm going to start washing the rice. So here we go. How's your day going? How you been? Been good? Been balling out? Chilling? For real? That's so crazy. Yeah. Yeah, just wash my hands, make sure they're all nice and lathered. And we finally have a towel, a hand towel. So I don't need to only use paper towels for drying everything. So for this recipe, he wants I think 8 cups of rice, which is a lot. So I'm going to portion those out. I think that's like 3 regular cups, and then like maybe like 3 and something else of water. So but we gotta wash them first anyway, so we'll do that. All right, so we are going to be using this Cheeky brand rice. Hopefully it gets the job done, but we will see. I am going to be doing 3 cups of rice. Hopefully that will be more than sufficient for the amount of food I'm going to be making. Now, the one rice, the elaborate recipe, had a whole bunch of like extra steps that you could take. I'm not taking those. I'm just going to feel this out, and we'll call it a day, because I don't want to spend a long time doing this. And it's just rice. Okay, that's 2 cups. All right, so for our pot, we are going to be using the trusty one with the lid. I now know how to put the lid on. I was messing with it a little bit, so that way I could use it for this. So now 1 more cup. And I was right. See, it's really hard to do some of these conversions sometimes because US units are so weird. So it's really hard to like convert ounces and grams to cups. So this says 32 ounces, 907 grams. So you'd say like, convert to what's half a cup in ounces, and it's like, nah. And then it's like, when you look up grams, it's like, it's a big amount. So you're like, that's way too much. Okay, so let's see that. So that's right. Well, maybe a little bit above 1. So that's all right. All right, so there's our 3 cups. Yeah, it's gonna be plenty of rice. It'll definitely have leftovers. Okay, so now we need to wash the rice. Unfortunately, I don't know why I just did that. Unfortunately, I could not find a bowl to do the washing of the rice. So I will just be washing it in the big pot. So hopefully you can see me doing this. This water's warm. This way maybe.
I learned this in Japan.
Yeah, I'm sure you're probably like, August, you're doing everything so wrong. But you know what? I don't care. Because I'm trying my best. And, you know, this is tough. Cooking on your own is tough. Living by yourself is tough. But, you know, if I can make some rice, at least semi-decent tasting, that'll make me feel better. It'll all be worth it then. Yeah, this pot's way too big. I understand why you really need a smaller pot. I don't know if you can, how well you can see this, but it's definitely, this is probably a bit too much with the pot. But hey, you know, it's whatever. So, I'm gonna go for another dump here. I'm not very good with the dumping, so I'm sorry, I'm using my left hand. I actually use my left hand a lot more than I realized. I didn't realize it as much until I went to Japan. And then I was like, oh wow, doing stuff feels a lot easier with my left hand sometimes, so I think I'm a little more privy to doing stuff. Like shoveling, I shovel left-handed, that's weird. I do like tools, easier with my left hand sometimes. Some of my like cutting stuff, I use, I don't know, it's easier with my hand. Alright, I think the rice is getting there. I think we're getting closer. I think maybe one more wash after this should be good. Then we're gonna let it soak for a little bit. Start cutting the salsa, cutting the tomatoes and stuff into salsa. No avocado. I did not go to make guacamole. I was debating on it, but I decided I was doing a lot already, and having to also do guacamole was going to be a lot. So I really, I only limited myself to a few difficult things. And again, I know cooking rice is not difficult, but for your big dumb idiot blonde boyfriend it is. You know, hopefully you're getting a kick out of this. I'm sure, even though I think I'm doing everything right. I'm sure I'm doing it wrong, but you know, this is what it's all about. You know, we get to observe each other through the lens of a smartphone and see how each other handles the simplest of human necessities. You gotta eat. I don't know how to feed myself without money, without fast food and things. So I gotta learn this. I gotta do this on my own. All right, I'm gonna dump this out, and then I don't know why I said the thing about the soak. We're not gonna do the soak part. I switched I changed my mind again to the recipe without the soak because I don't want to do the soak. So. Okay. So, because they're like, oh, if you want to avoid the soak, do this. So what you gotta do is just add a little more water. So, pretty sure the ratio is however many cups of rice, however many cups of water, right? Same. So, 3 cups of water, 3 cups of rice. But I'm gonna do like 3.5. You know, just because it's like, I don't know, I want to make sure that it cooks the right way. So 3.5 cups of water. And it's not enough. There's like a kid outside or something. I don't know where they are. Okay. So that was 2. Now I need 1.5. Okay. A little more. Okay, a little too much. Okay, right on the money. 3.5. All right. So now we've done that, we are going to transfer this over to the stove, and then it will start cooking. So we will stop, and then I'll move the camera. Okay, so we have our pot with the rice. We are now going to apply the lid that I totally know how to put on now. Ooh, look at that. All right, so I think it's sealed. I think these are like settings on how much it's open. So I'm gonna put it on 1 because I think you need to have it pretty sealed for the rice. So we're gonna go high. Alrighty, so it says it should start boiling in about 4 minutes. I look at the clock, it says 50. So we're gonna see if we start hearing bubbling noises in a few minutes, because that's what they said. I don't know. This is all new to me. I'm a little nervous, I'll be honest. I don't know why. Cooking and boiling water and things make me a little stressed out, but I'm a little stressed, just a little bit. It'll be all right. Now, I think it says then after the heating, you then reduce heat, but actually, let me check really fast. So yeah, it says once you think it officially boiling and bubbling, then you reduce the heat and let it chill for about 15 minutes. So then once that happens, that's when we're going to move over and start cutting up, making our salsa. So we'll just wait on that. A couple more minutes, I think. Hopefully, I mean, sounds like it popping and bubbling right now already. I mean, I don't know what it's supposed to sound like, but that certainly sounds like it to me. I don't know. I think I'm going to call it prematurely and go with lower heat now to let the burner, let the rice chill out a little bit, because I think I don't know, it's already going pretty hard, it seems like. It was only 2 minutes. But maybe that's why having this is really nice. I think that's unlocked it. So we're gonna leave this here. Now we're gonna start with the salsa. 52 is when I did this, so 15 minutes. That'll put us at 8:07, which is not right because this clock's an hour behind. Okay, first we'll start with cutting up the tomatoes for our salsa. Of course, I literally just dropped them walking over here, so that felt awesome. So first we'll remove the stems. I think you can just cut it straight off. I forgot how to slice a tomato completely. Sure, that worked. For this, I want to slice them, so probably better to cut it in half. Yeah. And then we would just, and we'll cut it in half again this way. I think it's really done. Okay, yeah, definitely not the 3. That was scary. The 1's pretty scary too. That cooker thing is very, very intense. I don't really know, but it is spitting out steam right now. Hold on, I gotta show you this. Look at this. I'm not really sure what to do. I don't think it's supposed to be doing that, but I really have no idea. I know this adjusts it, opens it and closes it more. And right now it's on the most closed setting. If I throw that thing to a 3, it goes insane. So I don't know if I need to reduce the heat or what. But I'm gonna get the fan going more here. Yeah, it's definitely just hot steam. And look, I've realized my mistake. I put on the wrong burner, August. No. August, you're the worst. Oh, I'm so stupid. I don't really know where to put it. Remove this. Push this over so we can at least get the pan. Yeah, that rocks. Feel really awesome right now. Should probably put the knife back over here. I'm done. Yeah, that sucked. Well, let me see if I can move it back now. Still too hot. I don't know. I don't really know what this does for the timeline of the rice now. Let me take a moment to pause. Alright, so we're just gonna let the rice go for a little longer and we'll see what happens. Hopefully it's alright. Put it on a low simmer. Gets rowdy every once in a while, but we're hoping for the best. I'm gonna cut this in half and then start dicing it this way. Yeah, that really sucks about these are too big. Alright, I need to rethink my strategy now. So for dicing, is there even really a way? I'm not sure. I don't know. I can't think right now with all that going on. It's kind of thrown off my mojo a little bit. So I'm just gonna cut these as is. Alright, well, those are those. We'll cut them up more. It's gonna be a very chunky salsa. Okay, so one down, very thick pieces. Let's do the second one. Actually, let me wait on this. Okay, we are now going to turn off the heat completely and move it to one that has not had any heat at all. So that way it can still simmer. And actually, once this starts to calm down, seems like it's pretty okay. I'm gonna move it back here. Should be okay. Just because I want to have it out of the way once we actually start cooking. Because I think all this is gonna do basically is just sit here and steam for the next 20 to 30 minutes while I cook everything else. So I feel like I can just leave it back here. And then once we actually start cooking, maybe I'll move it, back over here or something. But we'll get back to the salsa. All right, attempt 2. So for this time, I think I'm gonna go with a different strategy. I think I'm gonna cut this one in half with me so far. But then I think I'm going to try to maybe I'm trying to think of how I would get them into smaller pieces is the hard part, but I think maybe I could do it through cutting them the other way, because it seems like I need the skin as the bottom, because if that's on top, they crush down. So, all right, we'll do this one. See how she goes. I don't know if I got enough of the stem there. You gotta cut it in half first. Okay. Enough of the stem. Go this way. Go this way. Now, paper towels is why I have them handy. For right now, what's this? Stem. Should I cut out this part? Nah. Already there. I already did. Alright. Blech. I don't know, I didn't even know there was an option to take those out, so might as well.
this in half first. Then prop this up here. Give it the old dice. Andrew Dice Clay there. Boom, baby. Alright. So now, I really dice these, huh? Wow, so easy. How about that, huh? Nice. That was much easier. So now I can just... And I can just easily... Boom. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Do this one and a half. I can just... Diced, 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 diced. Look at these are diced. Doesn't even matter how I put them, they're just diced. These are really angled. Nice. Alright, so now let me do these other ones. Now, this tomato in there plus this, maybe. I have confidence now, so maybe I feel like I probably could. I did not look at the clock on that rice, but it was around 07, so 20 to 30 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes, I don't know, man. We're just going with the old tried and true, keep chopping until they look cut enough. Because, yeah, now that I know how to dice a lot better, I'm going to do that on this last one here. I was debating the third tomato, but we're going to do it. We're going to do 3. Because I got like 2.5 really. I didn't really get 3. I don't know what this is. That's gross. You guys are cool. Some of these pieces are still pretty thick. But yeah, that's okay. I don't really mind thick salsa pieces. Not a super big deal to me personally. So I'm just chill like that. Okay. Almost done with these pieces. This is a lot of salsa, honestly. It would already be a lot of salsa for just me. That was trash. But I also don't have a reason to hold on to this tomato. So I'm not really sure what to do. So, I'm gonna cut it. Do one more. It was fun. Might as well practice, you know. Okay. Like that. And then this one's got little peanuts. through. Okay. And then we go. Yeah. And then this is being difficult. Bada boom. Look at that, huh? So nice. So nice and easy. No more seeds. Gross. Seeds. Who wants those? And they're tomatoes. I don't. Not me. Not August. So, then we gotta do in half on this one. This is pretty cool. These are cool moments. I feel like I'm really I'm getting there a little bit here. Cut off the penis tip thing. Because I'm not really like cooking proficient, so I feel like I'm dicing this actually semi decently for Look at that, huh? Now you just gotta do it then. We've been doing it. Now they also were like, you can use a blender. I'm not using a blender. Not cheating the system. Doing this all straight up. They have a blender. It looks like a fine blender. But if I get the blessing that I'm allowed to use the blender, I will use the blender. So let 'em up. Alright, so then after this, I guess I gotta do an onion. But sorry. We're just focused on the cutting. Okay, so we're done with that. Let me wash this off, and then I can throw these away too. And then we will start cutting the onion. Okay, I just watched a 60-second video on how to cut red onions and dice them perfectly, so we're gonna give this a shot. I thoroughly studied it, so hopefully it will work out nice and beautifully. We're gonna get our safety paper towel here for safety, obviously. Put that there. I don't know what I'm doing with this one. Put that there. All right, so first step, he said to cut the tops off by putting a knife in. Use a smaller knife. They have no other knives. None are like steak knife size. Wait. Maybe. I don't know this is for. Maybe. Let's go over. Okay. Need a sharper knife. Alright, so that was supposed to be at least the idea. Was that you cut around the top, you do the same at the bottom, but I don't really know. It's not working out very well. Yeah, it kind of worked. Okay, then he said to cut it in half. Wait, did he? I'm only supposed to use half anyway, so. Okay. Alright, we're peeling this skin off. Now, he said this side goes away from you, okay, and then cut 90%, okay, so there we go. This knife I don't think is very sharp. Okay, now you then go do 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 do. And he went with his knuckles like this, so I'm gonna try it this way. Hey, look at that. All right, so now we basically got them diced up the way that I normally do. So now I'm just gonna kind of get everything separated out that I didn't cut all the way correctly. Because he was like rotating it around and stuff. And the hard part is I don't really understand why he was doing that. But I like that he was doing it. I appreciated that he was doing it. But this looks pretty good, diced wise. Definitely could have done better, but we'll see. Keep dicing this actually. I was like thinking like, have I ever had like a big onion in salsa before? I don't really think I have. So I was like, I should probably cut it more. Because, yeah, big onion in salsa. I don't know. Alright, that's definitely more diced. Fortunately, we got some skin pieces that are chilling here too. So, can't just do a direct dump. before. Have to try to be a little more particular. This is so much red onion. Holy shit. This is a lot of onion. Jeez. It said half of it. That's crazy. Alright, this is a ton of onion. Alright, so let me clean this off, and then last we have the cilantro that needs to be cut, and then we will blend it all. Blend it? Blend it. I don't want to use a blender. So I guess it's basically pretty much almost done. I just need to add a little more things, but once I cut that, it'll basically be done. So let me do that. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot the most important thing that I was going to do tonight as well. Not only did I want to cook, but I also wanted to share a beer with you. So, from Meyer, I was able on a big wave. I was so happy. I was thinking about getting Coronas for doing this, but then I was like, I saw the Coronas, and I was like, that sounds a lot better. Plus, for some reason the Coronas you could only get like an 18 pack, and I couldn't find a 6-pack anywhere. I was like, I'm gonna drink more than 6, and I can't find 6, and I'm not gonna drink 18, so I guess 12. But I love Corona, so. Ja, come pie. All right, so not only did I forget about the beer, but Meyer actually forgot the jalapeno in my shopping cart. I cannot find it anywhere. I'm hoping it's now somewhere in this house actually, or somewhere in my car, and is slowly going to become a future problem. But for some reason, I can't find it, so I'm going to assume it was left at Meyer, which is a big time bummer. I guess this sauce is not going to have much kick. So now I guess I will cut the cilantro. But at least now I have a beer. I love that. All right, so now I need to cut the cilantro. So I need only 8 grams of this, and this is 14 grams. So I think I'm going to try to ration. I really don't know anything about cutting cilantro. I feel like maybe I should wash it first. Hold on, this is a review. Okay, so all you gotta do basically is, you can use the stems if you want, but I don't really want them. So I'm gonna cut those off and then start just slicing and dicing. Doesn't seem to be too complicated there. Now, problem is, eight grams. Well, actually, I have a measuring cup. I can just use that. I was just gonna eyeball it until I really remembered that. This is not staying together the way the lady in the video was able to do it. This is definitely a lot right now. used for a sausage. Okay, we're gonna go back to other cutting method. So, definitely smells like cilantro. I didn't realize this is where that smell came from. You ever really cut cilantro? I didn't realize this is. I feel like this is definitely a big part of the salsa, so glad I'm doing this. Glad I can appreciate it more. I can really now in the future be like, oh, it's got hints of cilantro to it. Oh, so distinguished, so mature. Oh, we're gonna go cutting cilantro. What a guy. What a heck of a guy. All right. Where are we with that? Pasta time. Cool. All right. So that means I need to go break that up here soon. That's probably too much. Sure. Call it what it is. All right, so now in terms of cutting, I don't think I need to cut anything else. I think all I gotta do is add the lime juice. But I don't know if I need to do that now. Now, it wants me to blend it. I don't have a blender. Well, I do have a blender, but I don't want to use a blender. So I think I just gotta mix up the salsa now, which, if nobody objects, I'm just gonna do it by hand. I'm gonna wash my hands again first, but let me just check on the recipe what I'm supposed to do next, and then we'll be back. All right, so now all we gotta do last is just add the lime juice, add the cumin and I want to say oregano, but I just bought them. There's just a pinch of each, and then black pepper, and see how it tastes. Hopefully it's okay. But then that means we're done with the salsa. Now I could still chop it up more. Is what it calls for, but I don't know. I kind of like it being a little unbound. I don't know. I'm gonna mix it up with this spoon here in a second. Just a pinch, so it's like. And then this lime. I gotta get the juice out of lime. I don't really know how to do that. I mean, I feel like it's pretty straightforward, so I think I'm just gonna cut the lime over in the corner. What is this? This is oregano. Alright, so just a splash of this and that's a splash. Alright, and then the lime juice. I feel like I should just cut it. Cutting the lime. That's what it's all about, baby. Alright. I couldn't find the lime juice, the thing that's literally just looks like a lime and it has lime juice in it that you can just squeeze. I could not find it for the life of me. Oh, you know where I bet it was? Oh, I bet it was probably where the alcohol was. I didn't check over there. I checked in like mainly cooking supply type places. I bet that's exactly where it was. So I don't really know when you would use lime juice other than, I guess, Corona. But putting lime juice in a Corona is weird too. You just use a straight up lime. Like limes aren't that hard. It's just for cooking purposes. Having the lime juice would be a little better. Just because having to do this is not fun. Lime juice. Alright. That's done. That's done. Oops. Shit. Mix that around. going to have absolutely no heat. All right, well, if you want to call that salsa, you can call that salsa, but that's pretty. Yeah, it's definitely a healthy salsa. We'll say that. Definitely very. Probably should have been blended. Definitely should have diced these other pieces better. They're a lot more obvious. Some onion. Give it a try here, I guess. Oh yeah, that's bad. Why is it bad? I don't know. Yeah, that's not very good. Could just be that's missing the spice. But, yeah, that's not good. Okay. I don't know what to do now. Drink a beer. I think it's definitely too much red onion, but yeah, I don't know. That wasn't very good. Probably needs more tomato. Still have so much cooking to do. Actually, it's not that bad. All I got is the meat, and that's not too hard. But yeah, this sauce is salsa Big Zero. Maybe like a 1 out of 10. I don't know. Yeah, that's a bummer. I don't know. I'm not having. Should I don't know. We'll move on. We will add this eventually later to the rest of it, but for now, I'll clean up really fast. Okay, we are now going to check the status of the rice. I'm a little bit nervous. We're going to get a paddle. We'll see how she looks in there. I'm a little bit worried, I'll be honest with you. Ooh. Okay. Good news. We have rice. Wow. Looks okay, actually. No water. Smells good. I don't know how the hell I'm gonna eat all this though by myself. Oh my god. Gotta be rice with everything. Also never done this thing that I'm doing right now either, so I don't know if I'm doing this right either. But for now, we're going to. This has a little weight in it or something. We're gonna put the lid back on. Let the rice continue to steam and chill, and then we're going to start cooking our meat. All right. So there, we're gonna go with the triangle this time. Now, very exciting, the return of the triangle. The long awaited return of the triangle. So, we're going to be cooking the return of the tubular meat, this time nice and thawed. We don't have to go through that entire, do I put this in a cup or do I not put it in a cup thing? Then we've got this 33% less sodium chicken broth. And then, because it needs to be some seasoning mix for tacos. Ooh, baby, Taco Bell mild seasoning mix. You can just go to Taco Bell or you can make it yourself. Up to you. So, we'll see how this turns out. I'm curious. It's Okinawa style taco rice according to this recipe. So, we're going to start doing the meat and then we will put it all together. Alright, so now we are going to start cooking the meat. So, first we're going to add the vegetable oil, 2 tablespoons. I'm going to measure it now. Aha. 1, 2, let's go. That's what it's all about. Alright. That on. It's not all the way on, right? Okay. Come on. Maybe it is. It just feels weird. Whatever. Alright, let me wash this off really fast. I don't know if you got any of that, but hopefully you did. Alrighty. Put this back. Alright, so this all slap around. Nice and sloppy. We will get the scissors of meat cutting out. First one I always have so many problems with. See, and this is where I think you probably would be watching this and you would say, well, August, why do you keep buying that one if it's so hard to open? And I'm going to say, listen, man, I don't know. It's like $2 cheaper. It's really not that much of a bargain. I screwed up. Hold on a second. Okay, we returned. The meat is now opened. Some go on out of the tube. Yeah, there we go. Such a funny plot. Okay. Good work, team. Here, both those. Throw that away. All right, and we will get this meat cooking. All right, I'm gonna try not to bang the plate as loudly. Already doing it loudly. I'm so stupid. Okay, so then after this, it says to add 150 milliliters of this, and I think 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Maybe it's 1. Crap, I don't know. Let me check. So yeah, just do the meat, then add the taco seasoning, the soy sauce, 1 tablespoon, and the broth. So loud, it's so fun. Loud. Didn't mean to be so loud. You see my face? You know what I mean? Just cooking. Trying to get this meat broken up before it starts really cooking. So I like, when I have tacos, I like the ground beef really like small. I really like it fully like pebbled. I don't know how to call it. Just really tiny. I don't know, to me that's more taco. Not like big chunky bits. We've got heat. Ooh-wee. Let's go. I need you to start cooking here soon, brother. It's a good beer. Liquid Aloha, as they say. Alright. Also, I feel bad right now because you're messaging me and I'm doing this. So I hope you can forgive me in the future once you get to this part of the video. Because fortunately I have timelines when it comes to cooking. Can't let this stuff sit out too long. I mean, even just doing this video, I started way too late because I was at the grocery store for forever. Trying to find all these ingredients is really tough because some of the ones that I thought would have been. See, it's tough because I really am trying to, like I said, I'm really trying to live more like. I don't want to take the easy way out on certain things like using the blender, stuff like that, until I at least have a stronger base level to where I can say, oh, I appreciate the blender a little bit differently because I can just use that. Same way with the rice. Like, this could have been very fast. I mean, instant rice, 1 minute. The meat, however long this takes to cook, will be basically the main part because I could have already bought the salsa, and then so it's not anything crazy. I just wanted to try to at least make it a little bit more like this house is pretty well furnished in terms of kitchen appliances and pots and pans and stuff, right? So, what if I'm back to just one stovetop again? What do I do then? I don't know. Your apartment's nice because it has the two, but like, would we get a blender? I don't know. I would love a blender, but I don't know how much we really use it. I mean, we do like salsa, so we probably would use it frequently for that. And we can make margaritas, but not at the same time because then they would taste really bad. So the thing I like about, I don't know, maybe it's just I was in Japan. And I didn't even really cook that much in Japan. You know this. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna be like, no, you didn't. And I didn't. But the few times I did, I do remember it. And I don't remember the meat being not this much. I mean, this is a lot. I mean, I think we were getting, I would have to ask you to take a picture. Maybe it was only half of this, because this is a lot of meat. But I don't know, again, I don't know if it's because it's the lean, or not the lean, yeah, the lean. It's the 93%. And then, or if it's just because this is a lot of meat. Because this is what I keep doing every time. This is a lot of meat. That's technique. That's they don't teach you that in school right there. That's prime meat grilling technique. This is a grilling, this is frying, I think. Just getting all this pink out. Really cooking it slow. I don't know why this guy's recipe calls for medium heat. So medium heat. I'm used to like a medium high on this. You know, more like a 7, 8. This guy's just called it straight medium, so 5. Do it. So alright. Chill at 5. Easier for me, just takes longer. Now I don't know what difference of taco rice there is between Okinawa and other taco rices, but for whatever reason, when I looked it up, it only showed his recipe. It showed like other taco rice recipes, but his was the only one that was like an actual like click on the website and it goes to it. All the other ones were like Facebook links to like people's pages and stuff. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I am surprised because I would have thought a taco rice, maybe not so much a necessarily international thing, but like at least like California type, you know, Mexico. It's not. I didn't think it would be a Japan exclusive thing. I've had taco rice before, but yeah, for whatever reason, they only had the Okinawa recipe on this guy's little on the website for the or on Google when you search it up. I think this meat is starting to get about there, it's starting to get browned. Alright. So 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 150 milliliters of the chicken broth, and then the taco seasoning pack. And then once the chicken broth is evaporated, it says that it's good. Starting with a little bit of the sizzle now. Drink a beer to that. Hell yeah. Alright, now we're cooking. Got a little bit of the sizzle going. Starting to smell like ground beef is cooking. Alright. We'll add the Taco Bell seasoning first. Okay. Alright, this is smelling really good now. Oh man, that smells really good. Alright, so now it says 150 milliliters of this chicken broth stuff. Let me do that. Okay. There's that. And now, tablespoon of soy sauce. Okay. So, Gonna let that cook. Ooh, that smells really good. Ooh. This might make up for the salsa not being very good. I see you over there, salsa. I'm sorry. I'm not good at this. I'll just do the store-bought next time. Try it our best. I'm just not sure what happened. Maybe it's just too oniony. It's hard for me to tell. It's hard for me to tell these tastes that I'm tasting. Okay. Oh man, this smells so good. I might not even eat anything else. I might just eat only the meat. It smells amazing. I need another beer. Another beer. Big wave. Bottle opener. Big wave. Yeah. This is what it's all about right here. Cooking for myself, for my fiance, who's overseas, and drinking a beer. Doesn't get any more Memorial Day weekend than that. I'm gonna be honest. So we're talking about when the brown liquid goes away. Everything's brown and everything's kind of liquidy right now. So I don't really know what he means. We'll see. So we'll see as it cooks. Oh, man. This looks really good, actually. It looks pretty phenomenal. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed now. My only concern is I'm worried. I don't know how long this is supposed to take, because this is still a lot of liquid, and it definitely just shows like, oh yeah, once the liquid's done. So I might want to check the recipe again. So I might do that in a second, but we'll see. I don't know. This is looking like this is getting rid of the liquid pretty good. So I guess just maybe once it's not liquid again. The triangle, man, it's really such a powerful cooking object. This is really like, they really went crazy on this idea. They said, we're going to do conference room circles for cooking. How about triangles? And said, oh shit, Jenkins, you're a genius, no way. So that's how they came up with the triangle pan idea. And then some Japanese family or man in the future said, Kaku. And then they bought it. I just don't understand. Who came up with this? I don't know why. I mean, I know how these are made. It's not hard. But why? It is easier to pour, I will say. It's definitely easier to pour out these sides into stuff, but like we go into the Tefal store and I'm like, oh ha ha, I see you guys have this triangle. Tell me about it. Be like, oh, it's a triangle. We can cook in triangles. Well, that doesn't sound like that great of a product. Why would I need to cook in triangles? I can just cook circles. I said, yeah, we know. We don't know why we're selling it. I feel like I'm making progress on this meat, but it still seems to be a lot of liquid. Trust in the process. We're getting close, I think. Let's go a little more. I'm going to serve this with a spoon, I think. I think they have a big spoon for that. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how. Actually, I really didn't know how I would make a taco rice. I think the guy just said you put the rice in the taco. Ooh. Alright. I think that looks pretty darn tootin' good to me. I think that's a winner of a taco Mexi mix. If I've ever seen one, this is Taco Bell seasoning mix mixed with a little bit of soy sauce, some chicken stock. We'll see what that tastes like. That's an interesting combo. All right, we're gonna turn the heat off, and we will start letting everything start to settle down, and we'll prepare for the final plating of everything, and we'll see if this passes or was a big waste of time. Hopefully with the salsa it wasn't, but we'll see. I don't know. I mean, this alone is good enough. Putting meat on rice, I think, is going to be sufficient enough for me. But why are you still cooking? I turned the heat off. Okay. Stop cooking. Triangle plate takes forever. Triangle pan takes forever to cool down. Definitely no more of that liquid stuff left over. Okay, so we'll get a bowl now, I guess, and we'll start into this rice procedure. All right, so here are our bowl options. This is what we've got. So none of these are that good for taco rice. So let me think. All right, we got our bowl that we're gonna use. We'll get our rice scooper paddle. Okay. Open this up here. Rice. scooping out a good amount of the rice because I love rice. And I haven't had it. Besides, I think I had maybe fried rice. No, I haven't had any. I don't think I've had any rice since being back actually. So this will be try a little bit. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Okay. Add the meat. Nice and easy. Alright. So that's good. I think. This is really confusing now. Alright, cheese. So much cheese. And the salsa. Alright. Okay. We'll see how this all tastes. I don't think it's gonna taste very good. I'll be honest with you. I'm not looking very forward to eating this, but hopefully it's okay. Yeah. Now, I know I forgot lettuce, but I actually didn't. The lettuce is in the refrigerator right now, but it needs to be cut. And after everything, at this point, I'm just hungry and I want to finish the food and watch some TV. This has been like 5 hours of my day now, so I'm kind of tired. Let me let me put this back. Okay. Alrighty. Excited to give this a try. Curious how it's gonna go after the salsa not tasting too fresh, but the meat was tasting really good. Smelled really good, so I have high hopes. Maybe it can be saved. The rice, no idea. It's weird because I've had good rice and not good rice, but generally they're all pretty okay, but some are better than others. But even the worst of them has always been at least eatable. So hopefully it's okay. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know much about cooking rice on the stove. So that was an interesting attempt. I don't necessarily think it was that difficult, but I certainly seem to make it that way. So we'll see. But let's, I guess, have a final kampai. So, ja, kampai. And now we will try the food. So first I'm going to stir it around a little bit. Try and make some sense of what it is I'm eating. Taco rice with not spicy salsa and no lettuce. All right. Itadakimasu. Here we go. Well, it's pretty darn good. Pretty happy actually. That's pretty tasty. Yeah, weirdly, I know cilantro is often paired with rice. So I think me accidentally going a little strong on the cilantro with the salsa has made the rice taste better. Because this tastes pretty good, actually. I'm really surprised. Yeah, this is super good. This mix, taco mix, is fantastic. This is really good. I don't know how I'm gonna put all this food away. I have like no containers at all. I might have to just put the rice in a bag. And then the meat in a bag. Because I literally, I have nothing. And then the salsa, I can just put stuff over the top of that bowl. This is super good. I'm actually very happy. Now, I can't tell you why. I can't tell you if the rice is good, or just the meat, or the salsa, or the cheese, but collectively it's all good. It all blends together pretty well. You know, you personally probably would like a little more like hot, right? The salsa has no peppers in it at all, which isn't a super big deal to me. But you would probably be like, oh, I wish this had hot sauce. But I'm surprised too they didn't already have some left over or something, because that keeps pretty well, but maybe they took it all. I don't know, but yeah, this is really good. I feel like whatever combinations of flavor I accidentally stumbled upon, they all came together really well. Unfortunately, this is a lot of food. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to eat all this. I believe in myself to eat on all of it, but this is a lot of food. I think I'm gonna be able to do it. I just gotta keep grinding. The hard part is too, you gotta keep talking. So I don't wanna just lock in, not talk and just eat. I feel like that'd be weird. But I don't know, you might find it cool. Maybe be like, oh man, I really like when he's just not talking. All right, for the next minute, we'll do the not talking while I eat simulator. Weirdly, talking paces out my food better because I ate too fast. Now my stomach kind of hurts. Yeah, so maybe I'm just naturally born. It's better for me to chit chat a little bit So that way I don't give myself a stomach ache from eating too fast. Yeah, man, this is good, but my stomach was quickly like, it's like easy there. They all fell off. Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to use chopsticks or not, but weirdly, this house only has the cooking chopsticks. It does not have any other regular chopsticks. So, I'm not sure why. I mean, when you lived in America, did you use chopsticks a lot of the time? Or were you pretty much fork and knife? I mean, I feel like I'll lose a little bit of my abilities having not practiced a lot recently, but I think they're still there. It's tough because there's really only a few Asian places to eat in Findlay. And one one's like hibachi. The other one they said is pretty like izakaya like, but I don't know where that one is. They said it was West Japan or something like that. But I forgot to ask them where they go for like grocery store. Like, do I just go to Meijer? I don't know. But the one guy said all he was having for dinner was soba and egg because he doesn't know how to cook that well. So, if that's what I gotta do to live cheaply, then I guess that's what I gotta do. But for now, this is what the cooking video is. I can make it soba and egg. I have no problem making these videos a lot shorter, just in cooking simpler stuff. This one, again, it's turned out really good. I'm pretty happy, but it really is only because like I said, I was like, I can do Mexican, but the problem is, it's pretty boring. It's literally just like, heat the meat, add the taco mix, cut the vegetables if they aren't cut already. Which in America, you can buy them cut, no problemo. So, there's very little effort involved that would make a video entertaining. Not that I'm trying to be fake about any of this stuff, you know. Generate views via inauthenticity by doing disingenuous stuff with my cooking on a difficult scale. But it's also something to know how to cut a tomato and an onion. I don't really know how to do that well. The onion actually turned out pretty good, I think. The tomato, once I got with the program, was pretty good. But, you know, use those abilities if you buy the pre-cut stuff, which they have right there. You literally just get them. And they were tempting. I was like, watch me cook, boom, 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 done. You'd be like, you didn't do anything. I'd be like, yup, America, baby. Everything's already done for you. Which, again, if you have a lot of kids, or, not a lot of kids, if you're busy or whatever, have the extra money, stuff like that, it's worth it. Or, whatever reason, do it. I have no reason to suspect that doing it yourself is any more, it's giving you a better product or whatever. But that's just me. And it depends on what it is too. Because some stuff I feel like I can kind of cut or kind of prep no problem pretty quickly. Other ones I'm like, I still have no idea. No idea. But this, I felt like for what I did, the general volume of cooking was a little bit, it was a lot, but I think that's only because the rice was such a greater hassle. Because if I had already cooked the rice, then you don't need to worry about the rice, right? Like, that's what, in the recipe, the guy doesn't even say anything about the rice. He just says, get 8 cups of rice. And then it's like, all right, cook the meat. All right, then put rice on a plate and then put meat on the plate. It's like, oh, how, is the rice not cooked yet? So it is in the recipe. So that's why I cooked it. But normally, like, you have some in your freezer. Like, I have so much now that I'm going to be set for a while. So if I had already had some, or earlier, like in the day, if I had a rice cooker, I could have set that out. So I'm not as worried about that. So this is kind of one of those recipes where it's like, I'm not, if I took out some stuff and some other things, it could have been better, but it also, for what it is, I think turned out pretty good. The food being tasty is always a big benefit. Having some Kona Big Waves is always a great benefit. Trying to keep you entertained while tough at times, because these cooking videos are a lot, because I'm confused all the time. Like when that thing was hissing super loud and I was like, that was intense. So they're a lot of me, but they're also important because I need to know how to do this stuff. So I appreciate you watching them, being entertained, because it's kind of creepy right now and like lonely. It's super late at night. I have nothing on. I'm just talking in an empty house right now by myself. And I'm looking out the back door, out of glass doors, so like if I ever saw anything, I would poop myself and run. So it's a little creepy sometimes, huh? But I'm doing the best I can. I still got put all the food away. I think I'm just gonna settle with one bowl tonight. I'm definitely gonna eat all of this. The rice, there's a lot of rice. I could probably put the rice in one of those bowls, like the salsa. One of the bigger ones though. Meat, I could probably do that in a bowl too. Yeah, I guess I'll just put everything in a bowl. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna have the weirdest lunch. Because I still have, I think that pasta and meat sauce and spaghetti sauce I should get rid of. Because that's almost like a week now, it's like 5 days. But I have that, it's the meat sauce and the pasta. I have milk. I have beer, I will now have this. And then I'm gonna leave for a month. So I'm gonna be eating some interesting meals tomorrow, I think. Unless I could take something with me. I could get a lunchbox, package stuff, throw it in the fridge there at the hotel. But the problem is, it's gonna have to survive a day in a car, or unless I take it inside. I mean, I don't think taking it inside would be too hard. It can't be a lot of stuff. So if I walk in there and be like, I got like 2 coolers, they're gonna be like, what? I don't think it would be that much though. It probably wouldn't be the big a deal. Yeah, because there's a lot of food, and I think I could probably eat it for a few days. Especially the rice, at least, you know. I haven't been able to find natto yet, but if I can, this would be good rice with the natto, I think. Ah, natto. Natto. I miss Japan. I miss Japanese beer. Kota Big Wave is good. I'm glad I could find some in Japan, but I keep going. I've gone to this bar, and it's just annoying that like not seeing like acai, Suntory, Kirin. I'm just like, I don't want any of these beers. None of them are that good. Ebbis, Ebbis. Ebbis sounded really good today, actually. Not today, yesterday when I was golfing, but they did not have it. This is really good. So yeah, overall, with this recipe, I would say the overall complexity of it I'd give like a 3 or 4. I mean, even if you do it the hard way like I did, it's still not that hard. But overall taste, this is an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. I'd say 8. Maybe low 9. It's really close. But yeah, maybe with the salsa, having the spice in it, and then also the rice. If I had done it properly, who knows what it would have tasted like. And then in the original recipe too, instead of chicken broth, it called for bonito broth, which is like fish broth. So I don't know how that would have tasted either on the meat, because that's definitely chicken broth versus fish broth. I think is probably a pretty good difference, pretty big difference in taste. But overall, I feel like I was able to deliver the meal to myself in a way that was more than satisfactory, which has been good. The last couple haven't been that great. I'm pretty happy that I actually took some bites and was like, hey, this is pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy. This will be something I'll maybe try to make more in the future, improve upon, try some other things. It wasn't relatively too expensive. I think some of this stuff too, now that I have it, if I cook this enough, it could be pretty affordable. Like the amount of shredded cheese I bought was ridiculous, but that'll last me a really long time. The chicken broth, that'll last a while. Soy sauce, the powders and things. So, you know, little dollars amounts here and there add up, I think, overall to where realistically, I'd probably only be buying like tomatoes, an onion, unless I had one left over from like another thing. I don't know how long they last. Like a halved one in the refrigerator tied up. I don't know how long that lasts. Then like peppers. So basically the vegetables, fresh vegetables, meat. So right there, you're probably at like $8 or $9. Then there's not really much else that's specialized for this besides just the meat and the vegetables. So overall, I mean, I feel like that's a pretty affordable recipe if you can manage. Cause yeah, the rice, I barely used any of it. I thought I was gonna need to use I thought I was gonna need to use a bag and a half is what the math said online. So I think used maybe like a third of that one, if that. So yeah, I feel like this is a pretty good recipe for the future. And honestly, feeling wise too, I don't feel, well, I hit the cord that was charging the phone. Let me pause it. All right, so that wraps up today's cooking video. I think this was an overall success. I feel like I was able to do some things in the kitchen skill-wise that were helping me in my development. So overall, I'm pretty happy. Yeah, it would have been nice to have the true recipe and have everything be 100% the same to see how I would have fared with the taste and whatnot. And then obviously messing up while cooking the rice was pretty that was funny but also dumb. So, but overall I feel like this was got to stretch out some other aspects. Overall it wasn't too complicated, but at least I got to cut a little bit. At least I got to do some stuff with the managing of like when to do things, so I don't know. Overall, I feel pretty happy. I'm gonna say 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 experience. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully you enjoyed these production efforts we've made. Me trying to put the phone into the cabinet door did not work at all. So I ended up having to use a extra lifter to get the phone up a little higher to get a broader angle. So hopefully it looks decent. Hopefully the audio is okay. Hopefully some of the movement shots were a little bit better. I didn't exactly move as much as I wanted to. There were times where I left the camera, I felt like, when I should have stayed involved, or I should have brought the camera with me. That was what the point of this was, is I was trying to be like as many places as possible. We're seeing the whole process, or we're at least trimming down the fat to where we don't have to like move all the time because of the camera and conscious effort of the camera. I don't know. So I love you. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're well. You're the best. I miss you very, very much. And hopefully you enjoyed another edition of me attempting to cook. And hopefully there are police sirens out there. But that's not hopefully. But hopefully you enjoyed seeing me do stuff once again. Because this was pretty fun. Going to the grocery store was pretty entertaining. And then finally putting this whole thing together and not thinking it was gonna taste good, and then it actually tasted pretty good was pretty funny. So hopefully you enjoy it. I love you. Daisuki, Aishiteru.